Hey there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day. Whatever day it is, whatever time it is where you're at, just saying hi, checking in on day 148 of 365 days. Ask, how do I love myself today? Yeah, how do I love myself today? Feeling very reflective, looking back at all the people that have been part of helping shape me. There's parents, of course. You're always a big piece. Remembering him on Memorial Day. He's also a veteran of the Korean War. He tells a story about having turkeys, being in the kitchen when they were cooking turkeys for the troops, and they were frozen and they didn't get fully cooked, and everybody got sick and they had to throw all the meat out. And so after that, it was like he always wanted his turkey super, super well done. So we had lots of dry turkey. And so yesterday was last couple of days, big day for my mom. She throws 2 parties within a 24-hour period. And so that's done. Reflecting how much she really enjoys connecting with people and being a feminine leader, a leader in her realm and in her world. She is the queen, though she doesn't really, I don't think that she sees herself as a queen, but definitely as a leader, mover and a shaker, somebody with strong opinions and that. And my sisters, of course, are also reflecting upon them and how they've helped shape me and who I am. And looking back at, there's a lot of teachers that I've had throughout my life, including former husband who shaped me through his anger, and I allowed myself to be a victim, and how it's taken me a long time to get out of that. And I've had some really good teachers and people that have supported me coming out of that, like Matt Bronning and evaluation seminars. I remember we were going to an event. I was helping him back of the room and setting up for this event in LA, and my behavior and how I was talking, he was like, I'm not an abuser, but man, you're attracting abuse. And it was a huge wake-up call for me, a really huge wake-up call for me. And A.G. Morishita was a big impact, working as his assistant, as finding out all the back end of what goes into being a public speaker and somebody that helps people become speakers and move through their stuff. And that was during that time is when my dad died. So my emotion got pushed down because I wasn't ready to deal with it. And so what else? There are a lot of leaders, and I know I'm going to forget a bunch of them. And more recently, it's been the Wellness Leadership Academy and all the fabulous leaders that I've met there, wellness leaders and people that are making a difference in the world and being really super supportive and actually finding a tribe where there is support. That's been really huge in helping me move forward and step into being the feminine leader that I'm here to be, and to help other women and men that are in their feminine and that are here to lead the feminine, overcome their relationship baggage, which I'm definitely a guide by the side type leader. My former husband told me I'd never be a leader. But there are different kinds of leaders than he was speaking of. And I'm definitely a guide by the side type leader. And thanks to AG for that. And yeah, um, part of what I've been doing for the last 148 days is, including today, is optimizing my self-love. So giving myself a commitment and honoring that commitment to myself, to be here every day, whether anyone shows up or not, and or whether I have a guest or not. And I had a guest today, and she's been having the late spring cold or sickness that's been going around, and of course she should take care of herself first. And I'm really, really glad that she was able to do that. And so just reflecting on, how do you optimize self-love? How do you love yourself in a way that every day, even when you may not like the way you look, and you may have spent days eating stuff that you typically don't eat, or I've spent days typically eating and drinking things I don't typically eat or drink, and still being able to say there's something about the fact that I'm alive and on the planet that deserves love and is worthy of love and being loved, and that is worthy of me loving myself. And the same goes for you. I mean, you're Memorial Day. It's something that allows you to be kind to yourself. Oh, wow, Michelle, so nice to see you. I bet you have today off. I hope you have today off. I think your industry is closed today. Yeah, I've been being very reflective of those that have helped shape me, and there's so many. I mean, my clients help shape me, my friends. There's just it seems that there's always something to be gained from every relationship that you're in, and that's one reason why being in relationship and working with relationships with people has been so incredibly important to me. And it's really what I'm here for, is creating relationships that stand the test of time. And whether that's bettering a family relationship. So instead of hating each other and not communicating, there's more communication and love being able to be within the family. Or if it's a love relationship, and so many relationships end in divorce and end with each other hating each other and having to demonize and turn the other person into a monster is the only way of being able to move on. And sometimes they were a monster. And sometimes it's the only way they knew how to be. And sometimes we're the ones that brought that monster out in them. Sometimes that's just the way they were. And still, relationships are the very basis of everything. Right? They're the basis of your health, of your wealth, of how you interact with the other people in your life. And relationships are the key to our happiness. My dad said dancing was the key to my happiness, and well, that's true in a large part, but that's part of my relationship with myself. So our relationship with ourselves is even more important and more key. And so being able to open up to your potential so that you're not limiting yourself and playing small and being a person that lets everyone else walk over them because you're not owning your potential. You choose to stay in a victim mode. And I'm so proud of all the people that I work with that are able to move out of that mode, and seeing myself move out of it. I took a stand for myself recently where it would have felt really good to, for a moment, to not stand for my values, and instead I acknowledged that I was crossing a boundary and that I wasn't okay with it. I wasn't okay with the other person crossing the boundary. And so even though I would have liked to have that moment of tenderness and softness and yumminess, it is outside of, it would have ended up with bashing myself for having a moment of yummy and a much longer period of regret. So I know I'm kind of talking in vague terms. Sometimes I'm vague, sometimes I'm very specific. Today I'm feeling a little vague and a little reflective. And thanks, Donato, for joining us, and loving it, the name change. We just call you Da now, Da Capone. That's so cool. And Michelle, thanks for joining me. So as you're loving yourself today and asking, how do I love myself today? Maybe reflect a little bit on those that have helped form you and shape you, the people that are there to be remembered, and thank them, even if it was something really uncomfortable that helped shape you, who you are, because all of our experiences are what make us the magical miracles that we all are. The absolutely perfect and growing people that we all are. So thanks so much for joining me, and I will talk to you tomorrow for day 149. Oh my gosh, we're getting so close to a halfway point. Or am I at a halfway point? Oh, we're very close to a halfway point of this 365 days of ask. How do I love myself today? Ask yourself how you love yourself, and go love yourself today. Thank you. Take care.